Jai Sri Ram, friends. Welcome to Bharat Marg. We are so happy to see you. We are happy to see Vinay Ji, political analyst, with us. Today is a very, very interesting topic. We are going to, can you believe Canada is one of the topmost destination for immigration today? Okay, in fact, it is ranked as top six, and Canada will bring in. Last year in 2022, so far it has broken all records on bringing the migrants into Canada. We will go through the numbers, and all expected to break even that record, to bring 500,000 immigrants per year from around the world. Okay, and now our question is going to be: is it good, bad, or ugly? Where liberal Justin Trudeau government has big plans for immigration. Will that benefit or undermine Canadians? Okay, this is exclusive discussion with the political analyst Vinay Ji. Comment and share, friends. If you are watching the video, please make sure to like the video, comment on the video, share on the video. Friends, you know what? If you are here for the first time, please subscribe the channel. Also, press the bell icon, and so that you can get the notification as we go live along with the topic, so that you can come and participate. Vinay Ji, Girinathan Ji already asking you, okay, can I come to Canada? Okay, please address that too. Okay.
Yes, anybody can come to Canada. It looks like they're opening up a huge influx of immigrants. Starting 2025 is their target. But right now, just so that you're not surprised, we are already there. I mean, there's going to be a 25% increase from between 2021. 2021 and 2024. Okay, so 2021, guess how many immigrants came into Canada? 405,000 permanent residents were welcomed. 405,000. And now this is going to keep going up to $500,000, immigrants every year. And they're targeting between now and 2025, in the next 3 years, or three and a half years, they want to bring in 1.5 million immigrants. 1.5 million new immigrants over the next 3 years. So the just to give you a ratio here, right? So the Canada's immigration plan is about 8 times the number of permanent residents each year per population, okay, than the UK, and 4 times more than United States. So 8 times more than UK, per capita, like per population. It's that's how they do the calculations. And likewise with regards to United States, it's 4 times. So Canada is kind of right at, in the top, like Mr. Dilipon said, top 6 among in the entire world to bring in immigrants. So what do you need to become an immigrant? I mean, immigrant, yes, there are certain qualifications. You need to qualify in terms of those points. There's a point system to kind of get into Canada. So long as you just go into the Canadian website and just pre-qualify yourself. So there will be a questionnaire to say, okay, do you speak English? Do you know this? Do you know that? And are you educated? Do you have a degree? And blah, blah, blah. So if you qualify all of that, then you get points.
The website is cac.gc.ca. Just
yes,
if anybody
there you go. Yeah. So you can apply, and then you go through the full process, and then if you pre-qualify yourself, I think you have a lot of chances coming in, no problems. But how is it affecting the economy? Let's talk about that. Can I jump topics now?
Absolutely.
Okay. So first of all,
let us ask you a pointed question, Vinay Ji. Okay, now we see here, okay, like you exactly said, Okay, Canada breaks its immigration record, admits 4.31 lakh new permanent residents in 2022. Okay, as per the earlier records, Canada has admitted 4.05 new permanent residents. So it goes on to say how the record number was broken. But the
Correct.
interesting part is whatever reveals plan to welcome 500,000 immigrants per year by 2025. Okay, now this massive immigration plan, and if you see, there are two sides to the coin. Okay, immigrants bring in money, immigrants bring in the application fee that funds the Canadian immigration system. So like that, there are arguments. Skilled workers are always being scarcity in Canada. But having said all those things, what is your take on it? Canada will bring welcome more than 500,000 immigrants per year. Vinay Ji, question is good, bad, or ugly?
Oh, it's definitely not good, because let's look at the way, what the reasoning is, the government's reasoning to bring in immigrants. So apparently, according to Trudeau's government and Trudeau's government statistics and whatever, right? The Canada has an aging population, because a lot of the baby boomers are retiring, and and getting old. And the other problem with Canada is it has a lower birth rate, okay, compared to many other countries in the Middle East, for example. Okay, they have a huge birth rate, but here the birth rate is extremely low. And given that aging population birth rate, so which means the population is on the decline. So given that, they want to bring in more immigrants. That's basically the thing. The second reasoning is the country's labor force is actually on the decline as well. So they are saying that there are a lot of the country needs a lot of skilled labor. Okay, now let us look into the reality. So this is the government's version, what I just told you. Aging population, lower birth rate, a lack of labor force. Okay, three things. Now let's look at the reality. Okay, the reality is, the aging population, I agree. Birth rate, I don't agree, because a lot of immigrants who have come into the country, they are their main goal is to produce children. That's about it. It's like a factory.
Because
So
you get money for each child. And
exactly. So
it's a lot of
in
money.
Canada, you get child tax benefit. So child tax benefit is basically every kid you have, you get about $200 to $300 to $400. Okay, but if the kid is disabled, let's say, God forbid, like you have a child that is either disabled or mentally challenged or autistic or any of that,
It's
right?
it is a lot in Canada.
You get a lot more. So you get a lot more for that. So people don't care. So they're producing children here because they're living off of the Canadian taxpayers. And the other thing, for a lot of the refugees and immigrants who are coming in, you also get free accommodation in co-op homes. Free accommodation meaning negligible rent, literally, like $200 $300 or $400 for a one bedroom, two bedroom apartments,
Which will be
which
like
would
1,200 to
normally be,
$1,500.
yeah, which would normally be about $2,000 $2,500. You're getting it for $300 $400. So you're getting almost free accommodation. You're getting child tax benefits, and in case you bring your parents or whatever, right, you get old age pension for those parents, and plus healthcare is free. And what more do you want? I mean, and then please, and then if somebody doesn't work after within a certain period of time, right, you actually can go on dole money. So basically, you're collecting money every month from the government because you're just sitting at home. So this is the welfare money. That's what I call it, dole money or welfare money, right? So this is the problem. And what about the job market? Job market is on the decline because companies are not hiring. I don't see any major companies, major, you if you have certain skills, yeah, maybe. And if you're totally unskilled, for example, if you're willing to work in a restaurant as a cleaner, as a burger flipper or whatever, sure, there may be some jobs there. But really skilled workers like engineers, doctors have to go through a whole process. It takes years to become qualified as a doctor. As a dentist, it will take even double that amount. I mean, I know the number of dentists who actually get even qualified here is negligible. So what do these people end up doing? These people end up doing something different kind of jobs, menial jobs. And then guess what else is happening in Canada? Burglaries, mugging, uh, kidnapping, car thieves, and all these
Absolutely, absolutely. You
are
know,
a lot of immigrants. They're unable to find jobs. Refugees are coming. They're unable to find jobs, and they have no other means other than you know uh, go try the backdoor way of making some money. So this is the unfortunate part.
Vinay Ji, you see a lot of beggars there. Okay, beggar problem is a bigger problem now in Canada. You find beggars everywhere. Okay,
Yes,
and thieves everywhere. And in Brampton alone, as per police record, close to 20 to 25 homes getting broken in every day.
every day.
Okay, in fact, there you will find it in the statistics, which is more now, and you cannot blame the people. There is no job, there is no income, and they sell all goodie bags saying that, oh, you come to Canada, that's all taken care and everything. Emergency hospitals are filled. People can with a good real emergency problem are not getting entered into the. You
Exactly.
cannot get inside. Okay, is that true?
Exactly. I mean, like, look at
And
hospitals, right? Like,
one last thing, one last thing. Vinay ji, you had addressed this too. Majority of the people who come to Canada for whatever reason are unskilled.
majority of them are unskilled. I'm not even sure how they're qualifying to become immigrants, because there's a strict
Because
point system. And point system, you have to either speak English or French, or both would be advantageous. And then you have to have a minimum certain kind of a qualification, like either you should be a person with a degree or a master's would actually get more points. And then if you have work experience, you have extra points. So these are the things that count towards the
not
points.
for refugees, not for
Right.
refugees.
So, but the problem is, I don't know. I think the government is making some exceptions here, because if they want to target 500,000 immigrants every year, I am pretty sure they're making breaking some rules and making some exceptions here to bring in these immigrants. So, and that's the reason, as you said, the many of them who are coming in are unskilled. They can hardly speak a word of English. I'm surprised they can't speak French. They can hardly speak a word of English. And I'll tell you something. In my kid's school,
Mhm.
I met an English teacher, and she came from India a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and she's become a teacher, not a permanent, but she's on supply. And guess what? She's an English teacher. She can barely form a sentence together. Barely. So I'm like thinking, like, if my kid is going to learn English from this lady, God help Canada in the tomorrow, right? Like, what's going to happen to the next generation? The kids coming out of these schools will be. I mean, Canada is an English and French speaking country, but what's going to happen to these kids? So this is the problem. And then you talked about healthcare, right? People going into hospitals, unless it is dire emergency, you will be right at the triage. People basically tell you, okay, what's your problem? Okay, you go into emergency. They'll if it's not a big deal, they'll send you home. And if you want to make an appointment with a specialist, or for a surgery, or let's say you have a knee surgery or a back surgery, these are way down the list. And the only one that is probably on the top three or top four is a heart surgery or a brain surgery or something that is life threatening. Otherwise, you are probably 8 months, 10 months, or 12 months. You're down the road.
And many emergency hospitals are closing because of the lack of staff too.
Yeah, that is right. I see more hospitals closing than opening. This is
Absolutely.
what's happening in Canada.
You know what, Vinay Ji? Brampton Hospital has a record of patients dying in the lobby.
Yes, because you
Is
know
it?
what, when people bring patients in for let's say you come in, you walk in or whatever, let's say an emergency or something, right, so you have to wait for hours to even be triaged. And once you're, and then they'll basically put you, if you're in a situation where you can't even walk, and if you're on a one of those stretchers, you're lying down or sitting on a wheelchair, and if there is a space available on the stretcher. If not, you're pretty much squatting on the floors, like in many of the old Indian hospitals, right? So this is what's happening, and people are just sitting there waiting in pain. And guess what, they have no choice but to die there. That's unfortunate. This is what's happening in Canada. People don't know about this. People don't know about this. People don't talk about this. Media doesn't talk about this.
And Canada has a good die by choice program too. So just if you have too much pain, you can die.
Yeah. Euthanasia, right? So they're because what has happened is healthcare has been so much burdened, overburdened, I should say, that they realized, now let's bring in a new legislation where we kind of give the choice of um euthanasia to people. So basically, the legislation is, you give the right to to the patient, and if he or she chooses to die, the doctor can actually, they have to obviously sign a few forms and stuff like that. And if the person is in a position where he or she cannot sign, if the patient, then they get the family's approval, and the family can actually say yes, we are okay with the euthanasia. Because you know what, every time the doctors or the hospitals are caring for a person, it is draining the healthcare budget, obviously. So you know what, if you take one person away from the
I
system,
didn't understand that.
and if you take one person away from the system, then guess what, so basically it's you don't have to worry
You,
about
you,
immigration or anything. I mean, sorry,
I,
about
ha-
this caring for this person, and that's about it.
I have a question, quick question. Sorry to interfere. Is that was that Justin Trudeau on the line who said I didn't understand what you say?
I don't know, there was somebody knocking on my door. It could be.
I heard the sound. I didn't understand.
It
So I
could
thought
be.
maybe it is
It could
Justin
be.
Trudeau.
Maybe he's asking for clarification. So I'm a little nervous now. So yeah. So this is what is happening in Canada. I mean, let's see. The media doesn't talk about it, and they paint a really nice rosy picture about Canada, and they're welcoming immigrants. And I'm pretty sure that even the Canadian, the embassies and the high commissions overseas are painting a beautiful picture. Hey guys, come to Canada. Canada is the most beautiful country in the world. You have job opportunities, you have free healthcare, you have this, you have that, and whatever, right? But guess what? People, after they come here, they realize that it's not a struggle, but it's kind of a crazy life, at least in the beginning. And some people make it, some people don't, most people don't. And most people, I would say 90% of the population get into the rigmarole of the of kind of, yeah, I'll work in the morning, 9 to 5 job. Many people have two, three, four jobs to survive. I don't know if you know this. I have friends who are working, who've been here in Canada for 20 years, and they have three jobs to make a living. So this is the unfortunate part. So by
And
welcoming 500,000 people every year, I don't know what Mr. Trudeau is thinking. I'm not sure. He doesn't know economics, and I don't think he knows immigration. I don't know if he knows the reality of living in Canada.
You know what, Vinayji, before you go in that route, let me ask you, okay, there is a election going to come, and the Conservative Party is also there. What is their stand on immigration?
Well,
They do
uh,
the same thing too.
I don't think conservative government. I mean, the party is extremely appreciative about the immigration, and especially bringing in 500,000 immigrants every year. I don't think they are, they condone the thing or they support the move. But Polier, that's the Conservative Party leader, has not come out with any statement as yet.
Uh,
Let's wait and see.
they didn't say a single word about it. Let's face it.
Nothing yet. Nothing
They,
yet.
they are chatte of the same kind. So,
Possible. Because you
yeah.
know what, when somebody makes an announcement like this, there should be a counter announcement within minutes from the opposition, saying that are you guys crazy? What's going on and stuff like that. But no, nothing. I haven't seen anything yet.
Anyway, so you talked to a lot of Canadian citizens. Okay, what do they feel on this kind of massive immigration push? Are they happy about it? Because as we were talking about, Justin Trudeau's approval rate is not bad at all,
That is right. So they did a survey on
and his competitor is yet to go miles to catch him up.
yeah, so basically, there was a survey conducted by Legger and the Association of Canadian Studies. They kind of surveyed around 1,537 Canadians, and three out of four, 75% said they were somewhat or very concerned about the new plan, especially the effect of the new plan, what it would have on housing, social services, job market, and etc. etc. So and more than 49% said the targets were very high, what the government is aiming for. So this is the reality of the ground level reality of people, how they perceive it. And the funny thing was Quebec. Quebec has certain laws that are, that it can dictate certain things to the federal government. Okay, so when the federal government announced that they were going to bring in 500,000, immigrants every year, Quebec said that it would not take in more than 50,000 immigrants a year, and that would mean Quebec, which has 23% of the country's population, would only be taking 10% of the country's immigrants.
Come on, let me ask you, what does it mean it won't take? If I am coming to Ontario and drive down there, then what will happen?
No, you know what? Okay, when you immigrate, when you are a landed, right? So before you even get your landed papers, right?
Mhm.
You have to sign a declaration saying that where are you going to live. Okay, so you have the choice of 10 provinces and 3 territories, right? So but then they will say that if you're immigrating to Ontario, for example, if that's your first choice, then your chances of getting immigration is a lot less. Okay, so basically, you kind of you say, I want to immigrate to Quebec, then your chances are less. If you say I want to immigrate to Newfoundland, for example, then your chances are better. So that's what they will ask you right at the thing, right? So and also when you come in, you have to land in Newfoundland. You cannot land in Toronto and then say, I'm going to move to Newfoundland. Or it should be an en route from Toronto would be just a stopover.
No, no.
When you change your flight,
My question is, I come to Newfoundland and then I come down to Ontario. Who is going to check me?
God.
Come on,
I don't
why?
know. I don't know.
Parking doesn't make
I
any
don't know
sense.
that. That's a very tough question, Mr. Dilip. I
Yeah,
cannot answer that question.
you know, you
It's
know.
such a tough question that it is the toughest question I've ever come across in my life.
No, I am from India, so we think differently. You know what I mean?
You know what? You always have a way around these things. So if somebody wants to move to Ontario, if somebody has relatives or friends or whatever in Ontario, you say, tell the system, yes, I'm immigrating, I'm coming to Newfoundland, and you'll stay in Newfoundland for 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever you want. And then after that, you board a bus or a car or whatever, and you move to you know you get
Wherever
all
you want.
you move to thing Ontario. But the thing is, only thing is, I think they will expect you to get your social services, your SIN number, your health card, and all that first in Newfoundland, and then after, once you get all of that, who can stop
Then
you?
you
Nobody
move.
can stop you.
Okay, friends. So you can contact us for information.
I
How to
shouldn't
do.
I shouldn't have said that, but unfortunately, that's the reality.
Yeah, you know, yeah, if you are interested in knowing how what happens to the student life, and Vinay Ji has done a beautiful video, you must watch on the Canadian students, and I will make sure to attach that video to this video for you to look at the student life and also the immigration and well, you know, your last word before going there, Vinay Ji, you know, so much of beggar problem, you know, thief problem, robbery. But I'm still wondering, if the election happens now, Justin Trudeau will win. What is the secret?
So the
That means he is doing
local
something right.
no, no, the local ethnic population, I don't believe. I mean, I'm talking about the Caucasian community, the white community. I don't
They
think
are
they're
minority.
extreme. They support the Trudeau government or the Liberals, of especially what has happened in the last few years that he's been, the prime minister, right? Uh, I don't think they support it. But the immigrants are extremely thankful for Trudeau, because he has given them, he has welcomed them, he has given them, reliefs and status and all that stuff. So I think, when recently, when they did a survey, uh, if Canada were to have elections today, who would you vote for? In that, Liberals came first. Trudeau's popularity is still up there. Conservatives came second, and Polier, that's the Conservative Party leader, his popularity is still lower than Trudeau. Why? I really don't know, because this is the way the psyche works, and Polier will have to do a lot more to get more popular than Trudeau, and conservatives have to do a lot more. But right now, this is the status. This is the situation with what's happening. And yeah, although there is begging, there is mugging, there is people are, there's car thieves coming in right to your driveway and stealing cars, and things like that are happening rampantly. Like you said,
People
20 to
settling
30
scores.
incidents.
People settling scores. In fact, back home scores they settle in Canada. It's
Oh
easy to
yeah,
settle.
yeah, yeah. Openly, like we have seen, especially in certain communities, this is rampant actually. And you've seen in the, I don't want to mince any words, I'll tell you right, up front, it's Punjabi community in Vancouver. There are gang wars in Brampton, there are gang wars. And it's not just the black community, because people say, oh, blacks are the worst and blah blah blah. I don't think so, because you know what, it's all deprivation, right? It's also these people want to show that one-upmanship, and it's happening, and this is becoming
Hey,
rampant.
we have sent more was there.
Exactly, exactly. So it won't be too long before Canada will be the number one country to welcome immigrants, and Canada will also become the number one crime capital of the world.
that's uh, that's awesome. You know, I won't say that's awesome, but you did an awesome job of exposing that. That's what I meant. You know,
Yeah.
but anyway, thank you very much, Vinay Ji. Fantastic, and we will see. What do you think, folks? Let us know. Canada is going to welcome 500,000 plus immigrants every year. good, bad, or ugly. What do you think? Comment and do let us know. Liberal Justin Trudeau's government big immigration plan benefits Canadians or undermines. What do you think? Also let us know. Okay, and we will love to hear from you. Thank you, Vinay Ji. Again, looking forward to talk to you in the next video. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.